Many years ago, before the internet, and even before the radio and television were invented, our ancestors told stories to remind one another of the good habits, the virtues that help families and societies thrive. One of the stories is still recounted in families today. It's about an old lion and a fox.
Once upon a time, there was a lion that had grown old. He hid inside a cave pretending to be sick, and whenever animals came to visit, he would grab them and he would eat them up. One day a fox came by the cave. The fox kept a distance and asked the lion, "How are you feeling?" The lion responded, "Oh, I am not well. So why don't you come in?" "No thanks," said the fox. "I have decided not to come in. I see many footprints of animals entering your cave, and none of them is leaving."
This story reminds us that in life, we need to be watchful and prudent like the fox. Prudence, the habit of making wise choices, is an important virtue. This program invites us to reflect on the good habits we call the cardinal virtues: prudence, justice, courage, and temperance. They are called cardinal because they are like the hinges that open the door to a successful life. The practice of these virtues forms our character and helps us blossom as human beings. If someone asked you, "What is a virtue?" how would you answer?
A virtue is something, in my mind, that you aspire to. It is a good thing to have.
A virtue is a good habit.
Virtue brings out, to me, it brings out the best in you.
A virtue is something that allows one to best reflect a godlike behavior in your actions.
We begin this program with a reflection on the virtue of prudence, the habit of making wise decisions. We read in the Bible, "The prudent man looks where he is going." The Catechism teaches us that prudence gives direction to our life. The prudent person discerns what is good and chooses the right path to achieve it. How would you define the virtue of prudence?
If someone says to me that I have to be prudent, I think they're telling me that I need to think through the situations and then make sure that I'm doing the right thing for the right reason.
When Kim wants me to be prudent, she wants me to understand that whatever I do may have some repercussions.
Being prudent involves three things. The first is gathering information and knowing all the facts. Then use your judgment, use your reason to decide on what's the best course of action. And then you actually do the right course of action.
We learn prudence from our families. Do you remember the day your parents let go of your bicycle's seat to let you ride on your own? That moment was accompanied by many words of advice to be prudent. Be careful. Pay attention. Keep your eyes on the road. Remember what I told you.
You know, my parents gave me a strong impression of what right and wrong was through their example.
My father told me that you can buy anything you want, you can go anywhere you want, but just think about how long it took you to earn that money.
Look before you leap. Your actions have consequences.
My parents really passed on to me a strong sense of family. That when you have that strong sense of family, I think that prudence just follows.
Whether we drive a car, make a purchase, decide what to eat, or wonder how to respond to a comment our spouse made, acting prudently helps us avoid costly mistakes and helps us make choices that benefit our family and us. What are some of the prudent choices that you and your spouse make each day? For example, when you use the internet.
On the internet, I'm very prudent on not letting curiosity get the best of me.
I know my inclinations and I know my habits. Sometimes I'm attracted to pornography. So based on that, I have acted and I've installed filters.
I've had my identity stolen before, so I'm real careful.
I do have a Facebook account, but I don't post the fine details of my life.
How are you prudent when driving?
I have to control my thoughts and my actions when I'm driving.
I try and drive defensively all the time.
Parents always are an example for your kids. We never answer the phone or text when we are driving.
If we do something incorrect, we are teaching them to do something incorrect.
This is an area that I am not very skilled at because I drive very fast.
And I pray a lot while I'm driving, and especially when he's driving.
How do you manage your money prudently?
Well, the first thing would be setting a budget with your spouse.
We have been supporting each other as far as following our budget, and it helps.
I coupon.
For me to be prudent when I shop is to keep in mind that I don't have to buy everything that I see.
My wife shops a whole lot. She enjoys shopping, but she can go shopping all day and not buy anything. So I think she stays in the budget. She looks for sales. If it's not on sale, then she's probably not going to buy it.
What prudent actions do you take to protect your marriage?
When I'm at work or with others, I always try to speak in the positive about Steve.
I don't talk about her negatively. I don't refer to her negatively. I don't get into any of the honeydews or my wife wants me to do this or my wife wants me to do that, because it's not fair.
I keep the relationship professional. I really don't spend a lot of time alone with male colleagues.
It's easier for a woman to get in trouble because we're more friendly and we're like hugging and always smiling.
Yeah.
The ring is prominent.
Okay.
I travel a tremendous amount of time, and one of the actions I make sure that I do is to stay out of bars, stay out of situations that may create temptations to me, because you never know if you've been drinking too much.
In making wise decisions, it is essential to know what is right and what is wrong. What do you do when you're faced with a difficult decision?
When I encounter a problem that I don't know how to solve, I think it's prudent to ask somebody that you respect, somebody that you admire, and that you consider to have, prudence to help you.
A difficult decision, we prefer to talk together with a priest.
In making a decision, I would do some serious praying about it. Then I would probably do some reading, as well as seeking the advice from other people that I respect. I talk to Bill about it.
My faith helps me discern what's right and wrong.
My faith helps me to approach the decision with the adage of, what would Jesus do?
We do turn to God. We do pray over that decision. And it's not that you know that you're going to get hit over the head with the answer, but sometimes you come to a sense of peace.
Prayer helps you focus on what's truly important to you.
My faith is like having somebody on my shoulder, be it God, be it my mother, who always said, don't do that. Remember how I raised you. Remember what God is looking forward from you. So just remember, I'm going to be there for you.
Like the fox in the story, we act prudently in our daily life when we stop and think before acting, when we consider our options and their consequences, and then we take action to pursue what is right. Live prudently. Teach your children to make wise decisions. And together, with God's help, we will make the world a better place. Now, spend a few moments with your spouse reflecting on the virtue of prudence. Ask yourself, am I prudent when using the internet, when driving, when managing our money?